Hello and welcome everybody to more Tuesday night racing action here with the HCK Beagles Racing League. Tonight it's all brought to you by True Cut Lawn Maintenance. We'll get more on them in a moment, but right now we're getting all ready and practiced up to go racing here. A big distance here at Talladega, but man, it's going to be a great one. But we'll get things started off here tonight with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And welcome back. We're glad to have you all here post-Easter weekend. We hope you all had a great time with all your family members and all of that. But I know I'm here with a couple of my good family members here, and that's going to be Mr. Alan English up here in the booth with me. Alan, how you doing tonight, man?
Good, brother. Looking forward to this one. And what's getting great about this league right now is the season's winding down. We're well into the chase now, and with only 2 races to go after tonight, so 3 total left to go here to be decided. But we're really getting down to the nitty gritty here as far as the chase points go. So it's going to be more exciting. I think you're going to see more aggression, a lot more strategy guys working together. We might see some blocks thrown. You know, this is when it gets good, folks. I'm glad that y'all are all watching this tonight.
And joining us down there at that pit road is Mr. Adam Turner. Adam, how you doing tonight?
Man, it's Talladega. I couldn't be any better, man. I love Talladega. It's 2 fast repairs, 75% fuel, minus 5% power. So that I think that's helped this league. Little competition stuff. I think that's a cool rule they got. It's 112 on the track right now, so it's pretty damn hot. Need your cold drinks out there. 2.66 miles a lap. There's 70 laps. English, do the math.
185 miles.
There you go. Let's get it done.
Let's do that as we take a look at tonight's race info. As we said, all brought to you by True Cut Lawn Maintenance. You can go find them on Facebook and get yourself a quality, kind of good lawn care routine going through them, whether that's just typical mow where you got your whole cleanup and all that, because I know it's springtime and everybody's out there doing that. You can go check them out in that Ocala area, so go like them on Facebook. 2.5+ miles here at Talladega, and we're in for a great race, great weather, so these drivers aren't going to be facing any crazy challenges here tonight. And that's going to bring us down to tonight's key to the race, and it is aggressive patience. There's a lot of guys in here that know that this is going to be kind of a gamble of a track, especially within the final 3 weeks here, going from Dega to iRacing Super Speedway and then back here to Dega. You're going to have to be very patient out there making your moves, because if you get one bad finish here, especially if you're in that final chase 10, man, one bad finish and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, this is where you have the big one, man. This is where all the magic happens. So, I think you hit the nail on the head there. But that's why we love this stuff. That's why we love play track racing. And the team concept really comes into play here at Talladega.
Well, Andrew Hansley joining us on Facebook. He'll be racing in here tonight, and he said, "Man, it should be a fun race tonight." No doubt. During the practice session and a little bit during qualifying, we'll see some trucks get turned there. You gotta be careful during qualifying, because if two trucks touch together, that invalidates your lap time. But they're giving them 10 solid minutes for this group qualifier, so shouldn't be any problem in getting a lap time in.
No, not at all. I mean, you can see everybody with the open qual, everybody trying to group up to get into a draft to run some of those really quick times that we see that these trucks run right now. Bay Area Rob Chowder in that 4:08. He's up there at the top with a very nice lap time. Got Derek Welsh in that one machine from Numb Thumbs Gaming. He's having a great night so far tonight with qualifying. Let's see, he's just coming out of the pits or something like that right now, so he's going to be looking for some people. Oh, as Austin Johnson, he was in this kind of tangle of big old mess of cars, like probably 6 to call it 8 trucks all up there. He's able to run and steal the fastest lap time away for now, and still got just about 4 minutes left, but we can take a look at the standings while these guys continue to go around and put these laps in, and you can see Curtis Kirchley securely up at the top. However, only 9 points separate him and Justin Lawson, but then only 10 points from the leader goes to Cale Turbeville in third, 15 points to Cody Staten, and 17 to Paul Durkee, all within that top 5. And look at Kevin Winker. He picked up a big win last week, and that vaulted him up those standings quite a bit and threw his name back into the mix. I mean, just looking back down through this, I'd be willing to say we still have 7 drivers who can realistically contend for a championship here.
Yeah, this as we get further and further along the road, the races just mean so much more. And yeah, that was pretty crazy week last week when we thought it was going to be a dead even tie there for first, but the bonus points kind of helped shake that out. But it's close. It's really, really close. This is what I'd love to see.
It's close, kind of like this open qualifying. I love the open qualifying concept that the HCK Beagles guys are doing here at a speed track, super speedway, because you can really work with your team to kind of get together, on the starting grid. Basically, I think that's the fundamental deal here with open qualifying. I don't know what y'all think about it, but I think it's great.
Well, it kind of previews what's going to happen during the race itself. I mean, because that's what the teams are going to do. They're going to find each other on the track and see and help each other. And they know who the best out of their group is at leading. They know who is best out of the group at running the high line, so they're going to mix it up. They're going to try some different things, and, they're going to use up this whole qualifying session to do a little testing.
Yeah, which is all starting to run out just a little bit. I think they can get only about 2 more laps in here under the allotted time, so they got to start making their moves. As you can see, trucks going 3 wide here in this qualifying with a big old run, shoving it up through there. That's that 51 help of Joshua Moore. He's helping out, trying to see who he's helping out.
Ferdiani, but
66.
Ferdiani, he touched the right rear quarter panel of Coleman during that push, so that lap time is invalidated.
Oh man, as we're 4 wide down here, oh, Did everybody make it through there? Yes. So
Like
if,
we're televising this part. This
I
is
know,
fun.
right? If this is anything that's gonna show what the racing action is gonna be like, man, we're in for an interesting race here.
There might be some carnage.
Well, and maybe some
Track
fights,
tonight.
maybe some anger. You know what I like. HCK Check those guys out. They got a cool website. Sponsors, drivers, you can check it all out there. I think they got some new stuff coming in the works for next season as the big wreck happens.
We were wondering when.
Frozen
Oh
fence.
man, as the 45 goes for a wild ride. Oof.
Russ Endicott on Facebook saying, "Get at it, Old Glory! Straight to the front, don't look back." We're going to see a bunch of teams trying that, trying to get up front early and control the front of the race. We saw that last time we went pack racing. We saw a couple of different teams trying to split their team up into the high and low line and try to control both lines. We may see even more of that as we move farther down the chase schedule. Earl Evans also hitting us up on YouTube, saying, "What's up, Triple A's? Good to have you here, Earl. Good luck tonight in that 203." And Angry Indian 89 says over on Twitch, "Louisiana is the land of rabid squirrels."
Yeah, I've heard that about Louisiana, actually. You gotta put them in the cage.
They all taste the same. It doesn't matter.
Hey, you gotta put them in your neighbor's yard. That's really where they belong.
Or an enemy's pecan orchard, my friend.
Enemies? You have enemies?
I just maybe the one.
We won't go into that.
Yeah, that's a long story.
And it looks like qualifying is finishing up here, so some drivers coming across the line for the final time, trying to maybe improve on their position. Doesn't look like they will. So I believe our grid is now officially set, and we're going to be ready to rock and roll out here tonight. So everybody all gets everything shut down and re-racked here.
It doesn't look like Griffin, Skidmore, or Hansley put in a time. I think they're just going to be content to kind of ride in the back and wait for all the carnage to happen. But you can't always do that, because this is one of those leagues where we've seen them go flag to flag before. It doesn't happen a lot, but it has happened. So if you're automatically starting in the back, you're not giving yourself a very good shot if it does go green.
It's like shooting dice in Waco. You don't know what you're going to get. You may get lucky, but the chances are you're going to either lose the front pack or you're going to get into the big one. So I kind of like riding around the back, but that's just a personal preference as we're gridding up there, Brian.
That we are. So let's do our official starting grid rundown here tonight from Talladega. The 12 of Austin Johnson wins pole position. He's got the 51 of Joshua Moore on his outside, starting up there front row. 42, Kevin Winker looking to continue his little hot streak here. He's going to be starting in third with the 20 of Justin Lawson outside of him in fourth. 408, Bay Area Rob Chowdhury going to be starting here fifth with the 88 of Zachary Staten in sixth. 31 of Brad Clay is going to be starting here seventh with the 66 of Paul Ferdiani starting in eighth. 110, the oldest man in iRacing, Richard Michelob Gray starting here in ninth with the 5 of Stephen Naylor rounding out tonight's starting top 10.
It's going to stick forever. Row number 6 is going to be Paul Durkee in the 6 on the inside, and the 1 of Derek Welch on the outside. Row number 7 is going to be the 4 of Eric Stoy, and to his right will be the 54 of Brandon Coleman. 64, Cale Tuberville coming off a couple of pretty strong races, starting right there in 15th place. And outside of him, in row 8, Rick LePage in the 7. Row number 9 is going to be the 45 of Michael Grenolds. And on the outside of him, the 69 of Little Rimmer, Gregory Turner. Row number 10 is going to be the 25 of Mark Collins. And the 15 of Cody Staten.
All right. Looks like 21st, the number 81 of Jonathan Osborne, an Old Glory team member, is teammate right behind him, 84, Josh Bittner, 22nd position. 203 Earl Evans in 23rd. Starting in 24th, 27, Curtis Critchley, our friend from Canada there. Number 2, America's driver, Albert Anderson, starting there in 25th. Another Old Glory teammate. 3, Hunter Smith in 26th. 120 is Zach Dillon, 27th. 121, Dusty Smith, 28th. 76 of Michael Hicks, 29th. 115 of Dave Hot Rod Mayberry, right there in 30th. 97 of Rodney Griffin, 31st. 75 of Brian Skidmore in 32nd. And 24th, the number 24 of Andrew Hansley, the 4th, in 33rd. Man, this is a stacked field we got here tonight.
And Miss Carol is watching out there on Facebook land, so thank you, Carol. She's pulling for the 24 and loves his new paint scheme. And Kevin Winker also chiming in on Facebook saying, let's go. He's pumped.
That he is, as this field marches around right behind that pace truck. We're getting ready to go to green flag racing. And man, I think it's what, 70 laps here tonight? Whew, that's gonna be a little bit of a trip for these boys.
Yeah, no doubt. That's gonna be it's gonna be a long race, but believe it or not, once these guys get up to speed, these laps are gonna click off pretty quick. Alabama Old Man letting us know we're also live tonight on Numb Thumbs Gaming Radio. So all you guys out there, I think they're all in a chat room right now doing some ATS. So you guys keep on trucking.
Heck yeah, man, I love
Trucking.
I love being simulcast with us guys. It makes me feel like we're important here over at HCK Beagles
Yeah,
Racing.
I don't.
Well, I
that.
said we, not us. I'm talking about the drivers and Numb Thumbs Gaming and all those cool dudes.
Yeah, those guys are awesome over there.
As that pace truck starts to slowly make its way, peeling down into pit lane here. Gotta remember here at Talladega, that start-finish line is actually after that kind of tri-oval section, so they got a little bit ways to go before we actually take to the official green flag as these guys get their engines all warmed up, revved up, tires all warmed up, ready to rumble. Green flag is up and waving. Away we go. First time here tonight, green flag at Talladega. Austin Johnson and Joshua Moore side by side leading these two lines all the way through turns 1 and 2, still side by side, neither line getting the best of that jump. Looks like the 51 maybe getting a little bit of help there from that 20 of Justin Lawson, trying to get his nose out to the front here. Still side by side as they enter this long back straightaway, and look at that push that's being put on by that 20. He and the 51 are now clear and can move down to that bottom line if they want. Shoot, even the 88 of Zach Staten is clear, and he's going to move down to that bottom line. So we are now really racing here, getting up to speed 170, 180, 890 miles an hour here tonight.
Or if that's something we're going to see later on, you know, the outside line getting a great
as
run
we
on
got
the three starts with
contact
three
there.
wide here. That was close.
That was close. The 88 of Zach Staten gives a little bit of a body check to the 66 of Paul Ferdiani, who was kind of looking to the outside there, just not quite able to keep that run going, especially with that little bit of a bump, but able to hang on to it, and still green flag here as the first lap is officially in the books.
A little bit of three wide action there towards the middle and back of the pack, but the carriers are down.
I think we're going to see some of that for sure. You know, we're talking about later in the race. I think we're going to see it. A little bit of that high, riding the high side. There are 3 giant lanes here at Talladega if you can maneuver them.
Chan the Man 72 over on YouTube saying, let's go Team Old Glory. And then Russ Endicott telling us over on Facebook, here's his pit strategy. There is no pit strategy, no tire strategy. Grab your dance partners, run to the front, and drive it like a shaved cat. Let's go.
As you can see, teammates Staten and Winker, that'd be Zach Staten and Kevin Winker, working together here on that outside, able to edge their way out to the front and drop right down in front of their fellow teammate, the 51 of Joshua Moore. So you got Team America all over that front row. You got the 20 sitting right there behind them, but Here comes that 408 of Bay Area Rob on that outside. He's got the 66 of Paul Verdiani pushing him with some help from the 31 of Brad Clay.
Somebody using that draft and flying up really, really quickly so far as Hunter Smith. And it looks like Curtis Critchley doing the same. Moving up quite a few spots here. Osborne with the fastest lap so far, just set a new best time, 52.88.
I think we're having a connection issue. Is that Critchley that's having the issue?
It is. I've been noticing that. He's been flashing in and out here, so that 27's got to be careful here. You might end up needing to park it. Yeah, it looks like he's going to go down to the inside. Maybe people jumping on the radio saying, hey, man, can you just, for right now, go to the back, wait. Hopefully everything gets stabilized for him.
And he is the point leader right now, so you know that is not something he really wants to do.
Well,
but blinking that bad, it's going to put the whole field in danger.
You got to pay the tax man up there in Canada for that internet. I'm just kidding. I don't know what's going on with the internet up there in Canada. It's probably better than what we have here in America. Hopefully he gets it sorted out.
A little bit early for a rally train, but I guess our rally train pick right now would probably be the 76 of Mike Hicks. He's back towards the back of the field, but he's up 6 spots.
As we're ranking up here at the front, the 66 and the 408 get together, and we are going to have a pileup.
Big one.
Parts everywhere.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, that one's a bad one. Caution
Yeah, no
still not
caution.
out.
No caution yet. I don't know what happened.
Hey, there it
There
is.
it goes.
Knew
Good
it
on
was
Little
coming.
Lemmer for throwing that because iRacing should have thrown that one for sure. I don't know why iRacing failed to do that. But it's not a perfect system, as we know.
Oh, the 31 getting involved, the 1 of Derek Welsh getting involved, and the 5 of Stephen Naylor. Man, Stephen Naylor has had some bad luck here, just trying to stay out of some of these wrecks and just not quite able to do so as we kind of take a closer look here up towards the front. Just a big hard push from the 66, gets that 408 just loose enough. And that 31, man, goes for a ride. The 7 kind of tries to check up, but ends up maybe teleporting a little bit through some of these trucks. But, oh, man, so early on, early caution.
It's hard to hit somebody in the corner, and I just tapped him. Ferdiani chapped Bay Area Rob, and, man, caused a big one.
Well, no doubt here.
And I don't think it's going to hurt anybody too much. Look, they have 2 fast repairs. If they didn't have to tow, get in there and fix it, you know, no harm, no foul, really, this early in the race.
And no doubt in here that one of the guys that's really got to be disappointed by this is Derek Welch. I mean, it seems like he's in something every week. Can't get away from it.
Yeah, but he's going to be fine. And he's apologizing for running into somebody, but I don't think he had anywhere to go regardless.
After the fact thing, I mean, he really couldn't do anything about it. So
Yeah, I think Ferdiani, too, he kind of owned that one. He said, yeah, that's my bad. Everything's going to work out. No fighting so far.
well, the rest of the Numb Thumbs guys stayed out on that caution. Richard Gray's going to be restarting in second position with Mark Collins starting in third. Zach Staten also did not pit. So the 88's going to be starting. He's going to be your control truck for this restart. Richard Gray, Mark Collins moved up. Anderson, Osborne, and Smith round out your top 6. And then Bay Area Rob. Let's see. He already made his pit stop. So him, Paul Durkee, Brandon Coleman, and Cale Turbeville round out your top 10. Any chance these Numb Thumbs guys change their mind and come down and go ahead and pit? I don't see any damage on them. I think they're good.
Nah, if they're good, I think they'll probably stay out.
Yeah, what are we, 7 laps in? I don't think you're too concerned about fuel, right, at
Right.
this point. And, chances are we're going to have another one before the fuel window goes out. It could be
Well,
wrong.
and I kind of see that being kind of a great move for the 110 and the 25, because if something happens, it's more than likely going to happen behind you now. So Anderson, Osborne, and Smith also not pitting. So the top 6 trucks are going to be the front 3 rows starting. They've got the advantage of, if there is something that happens on this restart, they got the majority of the field behind them. So a good deal for them.
However, they do have the slight disadvantage of really their numbers have now kind of dwindled away. If we do get a long green flag run here, all 6 of these guys are going to have to come down into the pits at the same time. Otherwise, they're really going to be hurting on speed.
I don't know. I don't know if we're going to have many green flag stops, judging from the aggression we've seen so far. Maybe something will be learned from this. Maybe guys will kind of ease off on the bumping in the turns and maybe bumping in the corners. You got to just...
No. Why?
You don't think so?
2 races to go after this one. You might as well just end it. And, go through the cloud of smoke or whatever that dumb movie was. Just go. This is the time to kind of just let it all hang out there, especially at Talladega, man. This is where we let loose.
Joel Moore pulling for Joshua Moore in the 51 out there on YouTube. Thanks for watching us, Joel. And Adam Strom said, "What's up, fellas?" He said, "Tell Turner I'm switching it up tonight. I'm on my way to pit road with a 12 pack of Schlitz."
Oh my God, perfect. Come down. Enjoy the weather with me, because Schlitz would be perfect right now.
Is Schlitz still around?
Oh yeah, man.
I think you're thinking of Hams.
No, Hams is still around. Both
Are
of them
they
are
still
still
around
around.
too? Oh man.
Yeah, I had a Schlitz in 2nd grade. That was the beer everyone used to drink.
In the middle of reading class.
Well, probably not in reading, but when we were at the house. When your dad, he had the white T-shirt and he had the cigarettes in the sleeve. Did y'all remember that?
Like rolled up in the sleeve. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I had that. That was like a part of my life.
Candy cigarettes.
Well, I was talking about my dad. I don't think he had candy cigarettes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a time, but long way from here,
As we exit turn number 4 here, that pace truck going to come diving back down pit lane. Zach Staten and Richard Michelob Gray going to start us off here up at that front. Looks like Michelob taking his time to really get things all lined up here. I think he might be just laying back just a little bit, making sure he doesn't jump this restart, as that 88's got the 25 of Mark Collins right behind him. And it looks like Jonathan Osborne is sitting right around there as well. So we get ready to go back to green flag racing here at Talladega. Side by side we go, and there it is, the drop of that green flag. Clean start there for that 88. Really no one around him. The problem is there's no one behind him either. They're going to catch up to him pretty quickly here, as that 25 is going to be coming with a big old run. Same thing with that 110 and the 2 of Albert Anderson running that outside line, going through turns 1 and 2. Everything's still looking pretty good, though. Side by side racing action here at Talladega. Oh, as we're almost getting another caution right after that, but able to hold on to it. The 54, Brandon Coleman, saw that turbo tunnel activated, and he just shot his truck right up and through it. And he's really trying to make some ground here.
Now he's behind a teammate, so maybe they can make some ground now that they're together. I know the 110 of Richard Michelob Gray would like it a lot better if he had his teammate, the 25, who's pushing the lead lead truck right now. But he's got a pretty good push behind him right now. That looks like is that the 2 car? Yes, that's the 2 of Albert Anderson pushing Richard Michelob Gray. As here we go, 3 wide again, 51 or more on the outside. Trying to side draft a couple trucks, make some positions, but he's quickly going to stall out if he doesn't get any help. And there he is on the big giant backstretch here going into 3. He is left out in the cold.
Yeah, originally it was that 120 of Zach Dillon who got kind of shoved out once when some of those guys tried to make use of that turbo tunnel, but now it was that 51 of Joshua Moore who lost out on a few positions, and the lazy Susan of these plate tracks, man, it can show its ugly head any moment.
Teammates up the middle. 54 and the 6. Looks like the 4 is right behind them. Wow, did that ever work out for them? Using that turbo tunnel, as you say, flying up the middle. And they're leading the outside line now.
Oh, and they're coming.
Michelob Gray on the dust here.
Yeah, he's got to try to tuck his way in. Ooh, that was a close one, but he was the 110 of Gray able to just slide right in front of that 120 of Zach Dillon. But yeah, you get those teammates of Durkee and Coleman working together here up at the front, as well as you got Zach Staten in the 54 of Coleman trying to work together here as well. No, excuse me. No, that's Staten trying to work with that 25 of Mark Collins.
Eric Stoy, proud new Papa in the 4 machine, is in behind those 2 cats on the outside here, Coleman and Durkee. Start to settle in now.
Get these laps underway here on lap 12. Going to be going on to lap 13 out of 70 here tonight. Still side by side, a racing action going on through just about this entire field. I don't think really anybody's kind of single filed until you get really to like the tail end of this field.
They are clicking off quick.
Yeah, 51 of Joshua Moore in the Muhlenberger Custom Homes truck. I think he's just kind of wanting to ride in the back. He's what was going on up there. He did a test run on the outside, and he said, this ain't for me. I'm going to ride back here. If he stays with the lead pack, he'll be fine back there, I think, where he's sitting right now.
He does have to be careful, though. He's riding around with Andrew Hansley and Josh Bittner, and that gap is about 7/10. If it gets any bigger, which it looks like they're starting to close back in now, I was going to say they're going to lose the draft, but they are quickly changing that narrative because they have officially caught back up here. So really no chase packs going on as this main field goes through turns 3 and 4? Question mark. Yep. Here once again with Eric Stoy now out in front as the 54 and the 6 all dive down into that bottom line. I'm just going to change up the kind of this lead order here.
A little bit of a checkup back here around about 12th position. Richard didn't like something, backed out of it. A couple cars stacked up behind him there. One of them had to go to the outside. That was 31 of Brad Taylor. Yeah, when you see a checkup coming like that in a pack race like this, granted, a lot of these guys back here towards the middle and back of the field, they're leaving pretty good gaps, but still your reaction time is it's not a huge window to oh man, more checking up inside line.
Well, they need to check up to help out Kevin Winker. That's something we don't see many races at all. He's kind of looks like he's losing the pack back here in 26th place. He's driving a Muhlenberger Custom Homes truck as well, but he's got some damage and he didn't get it fixed.
Well, we'll see plenty of that sponsor. The rest of the season is after tonight, of course, is sponsored by Muhlenberger Custom Homes. Tonight, of course, a little bit different. Got a brand new sponsor tonight. Second, I lost my spot here.
True Cut Lawn Maintenance LLC. Find them on Facebook.
I think they're out of Florida, Central Florida. Just trying to find a phone number here.
Yeah. You don't want to mow your own grass
We
in Florida.
almost had contact out there. The one of Derek Welsh fought his way now. He's all the way back up here towards the kind of front of this pack, but he went side by side with Albert Anderson and Jonathan Osborne. So you got some of those old glory teammates working together here. So here comes that 4 looking to the outside. No, they're going to leave them there in the middle. The 2 and the 81 are going to shoot around on that far outside line, taking it 3 wide here. This is a kind of battle for the lead. The 2 is clear. The 81, oh man, I want to say he was clear because they successfully made that move, and they're moving down again. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That was some teamwork, was it not? That was beautiful, actually. But the outside, they're starting to get a run on them right now.
Yeah, if you're looking for a lawn care professional in your area right there in Central Florida around the Ocala area, call True Cut Lawn Maintenance LLC today. Area code 352-215-7473, or send them a message on Facebook or email them at truecutlawn5@gmail.com.
You definitely want
Hot
them
down there to cut you.
Yeah, well, not only that, it's like the Australia of America. Everything can kill you. There's gators, snakes, I mean, giant pythons that could eat your child. I mean, let the professionals do it.
Florida man. I mean,
No,
the
they-
outside
no.
Florida man's driving by.
That's for sure, 100% fact. This is a hell of a race up front here. I don't know what's looking like in the middle, but we're getting after it.
Yeah, in the middle, it's been fairly okay, as we can see the 121 of Dusty Smith, just kind of bobbing and weaving here, just making sure that truck stays settled underneath him. Someone else who's been kind of stuck there in the middle is that 64 Cale Turbeville, looking to make up some more points here tonight. He's hanging around that 15th, 16th spot, really not moving forward and really not moving back. He's just been hanging out as the 76 Yahoo machine of Michael Hicks trying to make some moves here going along that bottom line. But as we were saying, really the story's been the lead changes here up at the front. You got Eric Stoy and Albert Anderson right now side by side, just waiting to see if that one of Derek Welsh can push that forward to get a big old run, and almost getting it, just stalling out a little bit. Oh, big move there from the 6 of Paul Durkee, a couple of rows back, saw an opening. He's going to jump up to that outside lane just like that. There's really only 3 trucks on that inside lane for right now, and then you get a big gap going all the way to the 110 of Richard Michelob Gray there in 9th.
Well, if they can get enough trucks in line and tighten up, they can make that outside line run really well. But a lot of indecisiveness. So we see Dirk using the turbo tunnel, engage. That's not going to happen as the 1 and the 4 move back down the track.
That they do, and that's going to leave the 88 of Zach Staten kind of out to dry here, and he's really not going to have much room to move back down either. He's got to wait all the way until Dusty Smith back there in 9th and 10th before he's even going to have an opening, and even that door is closing. So man, oh man, the 88 of Zach Staten, talk about being left out to dry.
Look how fast they're coming up on the lap traffic of Austin Johnson in that number 12 truck. He's just hoping he don't get in the way.
This is going to be bad.
Yeah, this is going to get very dicey here as we're still 3 wide going through the backstretch. Oh, the 88 having to check up just a little bit. He does, so he's going to try to collect that 12 of Austin Johnson here to get things back rolling for him, but that's going to cost him even more spots as this front group stays together.
Johnson scraped the wall, lost every bit of momentum the 88 helped give him.
Yeah, he had a lot of damage on that truck. We'll see if we can get that thing squared away. Somebody's shooting to the outside there.
121 of Dusty Smith might have gotten a little loose or a little tight there, but he's able to corral that thing back and put it back in that top line to stay in this draft and keep this party rolling here. still side-by-side racing action here up at the front. That 4 of Eric Stoy, man, he's really not getting that run, so that just goes to show you how hard that 2 of Albert Anderson and the 81 of Jonathan Osborne are working together here. Is, man, they were looking to maybe dive down onto the inside, but just not quite there yet. They were able to close up that gap, and teammates is what's making this magic happen here for Old Glory.
Yeah, they just got the outside line here. You just got to be patient, stay together, and wait for that run to come. Because if you do stay stacked up like this, you can make it work. As we see them gaining a little bit of ground now, it looks like. They're snaking a lot here, though. That's kind of got me worried.
And why do you think that is? Is that the way the air is thrown off the back of these trucks, or is it tire wear, or what do you think is causing all that?
And I really don't know. I mean, it kind of sucks when you're right behind somebody and you can't see what's going on, and if they're wiggling a little bit or just having even the slightest bit of problem trying to maintain their line, it just amplifies the farther back it goes throughout that line. So just now you saw the 6 kind of make a little bobble. The 2-3 trucks behind him, it just exaggerated like cracking a whip.
Yeah,
Well, they're coming up on more lap traffic, aren't they, Brown?
That they are, but thankfully this time they are not 3 wide. As of right now, that could definitely change. As you see the 4 of Eric Stoy, man, ooh, he drives all the way up to the wall. That's going to leave the 1 of Derek Welsh all alone in the middle. I don't know if they see this lap truck kind of hanging out there. The 6 of Durkee and the 54 of Brandon Coleman maybe try to pick up a little teammate action here. Problem is, he's going 30 miles an hour slower than the rest of them.
Well, the 54 kind of fell on the sword there and decided to check up and get in behind the 20 and let the rest of the field go south, to the left of him there.
Well, and Derek Welch was doing the same thing. He made a room for those guys to come down. He saw what was going on, and Numb Thumb's gaming radio truck, he kind of did the gentleman thing there and let him down.
This kind of caused a rift in this field as some drivers, once when they moved down and got out of the way, they moved immediately back up. Of course, one of those is that 4 of Eric Stoy being pushed by the 6 of Paul Durkee right now up here to the front. You also got the 1 of Derek Welsh helping out that outside lane as well. Same thing with the 121 of Dusty Smith. The inside line, however, has really fallen apart, but we do have a pretty big mover here, Cale Turbeville. He's slowly working his way up through this field as here comes some pit stops.
Albert Anderson,
Glory.
yeah, they're coming down on Osborne and Anderson.
And that's part of the crew that did not pit this last time. So like I said, those might come into play, and thankfully I think they had some teammate action going on there. You got Zach Staten, Rob Chowdhury, and Hunter Smith as well, all coming down by the looks of it.
That's what, 20 laps or so on the fuel? I mean, not counting the caution.
Yeah,
Well,
roughly.
it's probably 21 laps, huh? Something like that. It's lap 25 now. Yeah.
Everybody's
so-
calling them out now, and then 75% fuel here, so that makes a little bit of sense. So we're about to run out of fuel.
As the 1 of Derek Welsh, he's going to have some help with Cale Turbeville as they come down into pit lane, getting things checked up. Yes, they do, making sure not to pick up one of those pesky speeding penalties. It's very easy to do when you're going from 189, 190 miles an hour all the way down to, I think it's 65 here. Whew, that's a tough deal to put on those brakes.
Well, the great thing there is that Derek Welch came down with 2 teammates right behind him. So even though it's green flag pit stop, we talked about it earlier, he's got friends. Drafting friends.
It's going to leave the 6 of Paul Durkee and the 54 of Brandon Coleman out in front. I wouldn't say single file here. There's even more people coming down. The 4 of Eric Stoy, followed closely by the 120 of Zach Dillon and a couple others. The 5 Steven Naylor as well coming down this time. So that just leaves a few more trucks, about 9 or so, that need to make their last pit stops here. Got Earl Evans out there running pretty well for those Old Glory team in that 203, doing pretty good job up there. He's, I think, probably waiting to pit with some of these East Coast racing guys, as they basically almost have an entire team put together.
Yep, it's fighting. You got to fight to get down on the inside line so you can pit. As we see, is that the 27? I see blinking a little bit.
Yeah, it's still blinking a little bit as that 27 to Critchley. He's done a great job of kind of staying towards the tail end of that lead field here, making sure he's out of everybody's way. But, I mean, at this point now in the race, he's kind of got to stay where he is and pit with all these guys to really keep himself in contention here tonight.
Well, this is the dangerous part of the race, right? So you got guys that are pitting, guys that are staying out, you know, trying to all get back up to speed together, different speeds. So this is kind of where I kind of start cringing when I see like right now we got a really fast group. They're going to come up on this yellow machine that's by himself, and then a couple other trucks in front of them. Emily Jane Smith on YouTube saying, "Good luck, Hunter. Go out there and get a win." Appreciate you watching as always. Here's Hunter Smith, up 12 spots in 14th place right now, so pretty solid race for him so far.
Here's where we're going to see how long these guys can go. Durkee, Coleman, Evans, Staten, Bittner, Critchley, Hicks, Clay, and Reynolds all pitted lap 6. So, and theoretically, lap 30, they should, next lap, they should be coming down.
Probably so. It ain't going to be long.
That it will not, as they're starting to come up on some of those trucks that pitted the one of the earlier cycles here. Got some takers, not everybody though. Looks like the 84 of Bittner, got the 203 of Evans, and the 31 of Brad coming all down, but that's still leaving Durkee, Coleman, Staten out there. Same thing with Critchley, Hicks, and Reynolds.
Brad Clay on a little bit different pit strategy than his teammates, but it'll be all right. Go ahead, Turn.
No, I'm pretty sure Earl Evans hit the pit road at about 120. I think he's going to get a penalty. Yeah, he was flying as he got down there. Kept it under control, though.
Yep, he does have a black flag. Earl Evans speeding. Speeding, entering. So he'll have to serve that under green. He's going to lose at least another lap. Dang.
So we got some lap traffic action going on here at the front. Got Paul Durkee now coming down into the pit road, and he's going to have some people following him, and a little bit of miscommunication. Here comes that 15. Oh my goodness, Cody Staten. Woo, that was a very aggressive entrance onto the pit road there for him, as everybody all coming down into the pits. That's going to allow things to slowly cycle back around. Right now, I think the 84, Josh Bittner, is being scored as the leader. But there are a big old pack of trucks very quickly approaching him, being led by teammate Albert Anderson in that 2 machine, all being pushed by the 81 of Jonathan Osborne.
Coming up on another slow one here. That looks like Paul Ferdiani at 66. He's going to stay high here. It looks like everybody's going to sneak by on the low side.
Running all by yourself, and unfortunately it's one of those situations where once when you're all by yourself, man, it's almost impossible. Even if a big group, you know, comes right by you, man, you just don't have the speed to catch up into that draft. You really need somebody to give you a bump to get you kind of jump started here, as the 76 is coming up off of pit road. Ooh, that was almost very close here for the leaders as things continue to cycle around here at Talladega. Curtis Critchley, man, with a really quick pit stop there, is currently scored out in front. He's being pushed by the 15 of Cody Staten, and you can see the teammates of Clay and Coleman working together. And you can see the 84 of Bittner out there trying to work his magic here as well.
It got a little dicey there as we had some traffic coming on. It's like they're coming on to I-35 in Waco, about to straight into the construction zone with no cares given.
Man, look at that job that 81 is pushing the two of Albert Anderson here on that backstretch. You could almost see that front end was maybe pushing up the tail of Anderson just a little bit, but able to keep everything all settled in, squared away. That's what it's like when you're, you got a teammate behind you, and you got the utmost confidence in them to, that they can aggressively bump draft you here like Osborne's doing to Anderson.
It's so much that is on the truck in front, maintaining a very, very steady line. These guys are doing a great job maintaining their momentum and their distance and everything on that low line. They're sticking to the yellow, making it work. Gregory Turner says that pit strategy a little bit different tonight. He's right. Now we've got this green flag pit stop out of the way, kind of spread everybody out a little bit, and also spread out the strategy. So we got a couple different strategies going on right now, about 6 or 8 laps apart. See how it shakes out towards the end.
While all this is going on, we're 3 wide right in front as this big pack catches up. We're going to go 4 wide here as we come across the line, and it's going to be 4 wide still. Oh,
there you go.
15 gets a little contact, able to hang on to it. Still 4 wide, trucks up into the wall side by side, beating and banging, but able to hold on and keep all 4 tires on the ground and facing in the same direction.
Oh, I got to take a breath. I held my breath there for about half an hour.
How did they not just ruin the party there?
These trucks, we talk about it quite a bit. Trucks are very forgiving. Even if they get loose, doing 185 miles an hour. Think about it. These things are got tall, wide sides and stuff on big old spoilers. Things like a sail, when you get it turned sideways, it's like a wind vane. It wants to stay straight. So with some driver input, a lot of times you could save it. We saw a bunch of great saves right there. A lot of donuts on the side of these trucks, on the side of the 15 and the 54. A lot of black donut marks on the sides of these things where guys were. A lot of contact there.
Yeah, normally we don't see paint missing here at Talladega. That's something you would reserve for something like Darlington or something like that. But, man, that action got very physical here. It looked like a rugby match going on as these guys were all fighting through, trying to make their way back up to the front as Brad Clay leads this race. You got Albert Anderson on that outside. Got Old Glory all around that top front with Josh Bittner and Jonathan Osborne, as well as everyone's trying to cycle through and pick a lane here as we head on to lap number 36, just past halfway.
Rugby, or I'd almost say it almost looked like an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman, the two lines fighting each other. A lot of hitting going on. No holding flags were thrown by the admins, though.
Well, that's always good. Don't need the phantom holding call. Coleman and looks like Durkee are really working together. Those two Budweiser machines are staying very close the entire race.
That they are, but let's talk about that 121 of Dusty Smith here for just a second. He's been racing pretty well here tonight, hanging out around in that top 10. Currently scored 7th as he's looking to the outside, maybe with a little bit of help. No, the 54 might have juked him out a little bit. Might have looked like he would have had help, but he's stuck out to that outside all on his lonesome, and so he's going to have to try to figure out a way to get back down into line here. Is everything getting all checked up? Oh, that's going to cause an incident kind of back there with Steven Naylor and the 27 of Curtis Critchley. Just 2 trucks getting involved in that one. The 27 Critchley sliding back up onto the racing track. And so we're still staying green here tonight, though.
Yeah, only 2 trucks involved. They both went down to the inside wall off the track. There's more people wrecking now. I don't know why they're wrecking. Huh. Still green.
Let's go and take a quick look back to see what happened.
Yellow's out now. I racing through the yellow that time. It was that secondary.
Yeah, 203 hit Naylor in the 5 and caused a secondary deal there.
I gotta turn up the radio here. I can't.
Let's see what happened here. Looks like the 45, Michael Grenald's getting involved. I'm not seeing what it was, but he ended up getting stopped on the track. I guess he blew up and wasn't going to be able to move, so I don't know exactly what went down, but something did, and that causes our second yellow here tonight with Brad Clay out in front, followed by Josh Bittner, Albert Anderson, Hunter Smith, Jonathan Osborne, Zach Staten, Paul Durkee, Brandon Coleman, Cody Staten, and Zach Dillon.
I think what you're going to see now is a lot of the field is about to get back on the same pit strategy. We're going to see a bunch of people coming in here, not just for damage and whatnot, but to go ahead and top off with fuel. We're just past halfway now, so.
Well, and I was looking at a secondary of the secondary. Critchley
I couldn't find it either.
was kind of stuck in the middle of the track, wasn't moving very fast, and Michael Grenald's in the 45 just, hit him like he's standing still there in the back stretch. So, number 76 is that Hicks, and the Yahoo machine kind of tagged him as well.
It looks like we have a big bunch of drivers coming down into pit road here. Probably the final pit stop here tonight. So this is going to be your official money stop, I believe.
Maybe. I'm not sure. How many we got left here?
We're going to be going on to lap 40 here in a second, so it's going to be close. I think some of the people that hang around in the middle and are able to save fuel are probably going to possibly make it, but if you lead a lot of laps, you're definitely not making it.
Yeah, admins are going to look at this caution I heard on the radio. It looked like when the 27 spun, ended up down below the yellow line on the big wide apron. It didn't look like he was holding his brakes. He just rolled back up on the track and just kind of sit there. Because initially the caution was not thrown, and then while he was up on the track, that's when he got hit. That might be what they're going to be looking at. I didn't catch all of the admin conversation on the radio, but that's the part I did hear.
Well, regardless, we've had 2 cautions at Talladega. I think we're due at least one more.
That is not bad. We're about 40 laps into this thing, and we've only had 2 cautions. That is not too shabby. We got to see some green flag pit stops at Talladega, which is always interesting.
Hey, you know what? During those green flag pit stops, everyone did pretty good job. It's pretty much right after the cycle completed is when we kind of got crazy there for a second, but even then it was just for a second. Everybody able to hang on to it and keep on driving on. Looks like Brad Clay is not going to come down into the pits. He's going to stay out here. Same thing with Paul Durkee, Brandon Coleman as well.
That's interesting.
But
That's not what I would have thought was going to happen.
they're not going to be able to make it, I wouldn't think,
No, they're not going to make it.
on fuel. So what would their strategy be here?
They're counting on another caution within the next probably 10 laps to happen. If that occurs, they can come down, top off, 4 tires. if that. They might not even take tires. They could just top off with fuel, take 2, and get back out there, try to maintain some track position. They'll be good to the end of the race. But it's got to fall right there, 10 laps from now or so.
Well, we got a break. Let's talk about HCKBeaglesRacingLeague.com. Check that website out. You can get the bios on the drivers, your sponsors, kind of everything about HCK Beagles Racing League, and they got some big things in the works. So I would keep an eye on that website if you're interested in joining a top-notch racing series here in iRacing, man. HCKBeaglesRacingLeague.com.
Yeah, they race every Tuesday night right now, but they're going to have maybe some cross-league, interworking stuff going to be happening. We don't have a timeline or anything on that yet. It's still kind of in negotiations, but exciting things to come nonetheless. Carol Hansley says she thinks there might be 2 more cautions. If that's the case, that's plenty of opportunities to come down and top off with fuel just one more time. It's just got to fall right where they need it, And if you get fuel on the first caution after lap number 48, 50, you don't need any more. You don't need anything else. You just stay out.
Yeah, and shout out to her driver, Andrew Hansley the 4th. He's up 14 spots, sitting there in 19th. That's a pretty good spot right here at where we're sitting.
And that he is. So we get ready to go back to green flag racing here with Brad and Paul side by side to get this one restarted here with the 54 and the 2 right behind that. Look at all of that Old Glory team running up in front. Same thing with some of those East Coast racing. You still got, the 3 up there as well. Hunter Smith, same thing with the 4 of Eric Stoy as the green flag drops and away we go. Man, it looked like that top line might have been sleeping on the tree just a little bit, and here we are. Big old gaps forming up. You can get things all lined up single file here just about, but people are going to opt to maybe try to stay too wide here as that 6 catches right on up to that 31. He's going to look to the outside line as he sees that all those Old Glory teammates running nose to tail here. They're just going to try to go 3 wide and go right around them, and they will, man. Look at that speed that they're hauling.
What a run! And that's where you get that run, is coming down the backstretch on these restarts. And those 3 right there, they had it figured out. Man alive. They just stuck to it. Stayed with each other. Made that outside line, just that huge run work. We've got a lot of 3 wide action here right behind them coming through the trioval.
Yeah, you got the 408 of Bay Area Rob on the inside. You got Dusty Smith hanging around out there as well. Same thing with the 51 of Joshua Moore. The 25 of Mark Hollins is hanging there as well. It's things starting to kind of settle down just a little bit. Oh, of course, just as I say that, you see the 42 of Kevin Winker hot right behind Joshua Moore and right in front of the 64 Cale Tuberville as this little group of 3 trucks looking to maybe try to make a move on that far outside lane up against the wall, trying to get something rolling here for those guys.
Well,
Man, it's difficult to do when you don't have a lot of people coming with you, but here comes a couple numb thumbs guys up the middle. The 1 and the 110, but they're going to run out of room here behind the 54. Go ahead, sir.
No, just kind of splitting up here. 3 wide still. Moore and Winker, though. You don't think those guys got a plan? Team Merritt, they got something cooked up, I'm sure, here, as they're still running that high side.
Look at all the 3 wide action, Alan. It's 4 rows deep.
Yes, it is all being led by the 6 of Paul Durkee, being pushed by the 4 of Eric Stoy on that far outside line, trying to move down into the middle. Oh, boy, that was close, but they were clear. So that's leaving now that 51 side by side with the 3. All this is back outside of the top 10. Every single one of these guys trying to make up some of these spots, but man, that 51, the 42, and the 64, I think their run has kind of run out of juice here as things start to kind of fall back a little bit.
Meanwhile, up front, the 2, the 84 and the 81, maintaining that discipline, staying on the yellow line down there on the inside, staying nose to tail, keeping the gaps small, doing a little pushing while you can on the straight sections of the track. And it's working well for them so far tonight. These guys have led quite a few laps here.
As the jockeying continues, the 42 still looking to the outside. He's now going to get some help from the, I think the 25 and the 1 and the 51 still with the 64, all trying to make that outside line really work. The problem is that the first 2 lines are just doing that good of a job staying together here, really not giving an opportunity for that far outside line to get a big run.
Adam, I'm looking at the 84 just staying on the back door of Albert Anderson, and I'm seeing Stoy do the same thing on the outside line. These guys, these trucks have got to be starting to get hot. I mean, they have not really come out and taken much of a breather to get some clean air. They are staying right on the tailgates of the trucks in front of them.
Oh, it's a big checkup there. The 84 getting checked up. I think the 2 of Albert Anderson might have gotten just a touch loose, and the 84 was right there, so he backed out of it. Unfortunately, not a lot of room there for the 81 as he ends up giving him a little boot. No wreck, but the 84 losing out on the draft here, and that's going to allow that outside lane, Paul Durkee and Eric Stoy, to take the lead here and jump down to the bottom.
The 2 and the 81 still stuck together here, but yeah, they just lost a lot of spots, a lot of momentum just from the 84 ducking it.
Real action right there. As I was 75 of Brian Skidmore is really pushing it, and he's up quite a few spots, having a good run so far.
Yeah, it looks like he might be blinking as well just a little bit there. I think finally getting that connection all settled down. He's sitting in the middle right behind that 54 of Brandon Coleman in that middle line. Oh, no, there he goes. Pretty much clean track now right in front of him. 3 lines, 3 wide here at Talladega. One being led by the 121 of Dusty Smith, who we said is having a solid race here tonight. He's really been hanging around inside that top 10 all race long. He's trying to maybe get that far outside line working together here once again. Getting that momentum all built up. But man, everything other than the bottom line is kind of checking apart. Got big gaps all over the place. Really, for that outside, that far outside line to work, you need everybody all close knit together.
It's something how this league, these drivers work so well together, even with guys off of other teams. This is one of those leagues we don't see a guy week in, week out who's out there being Dumpasaurus Rex and just, you know, spinning trucks. These guys are very, very good at racing each other. With 3 wide for the lead now.
Yeah, that outside line finally picking up that much needed momentum. They're now side by side with Albert Anderson there, who's right around that second row. The 4 of Eric Stoy pushing Paul Durkee in that 6 on that bottom line as hard as he can, as we're going to be 3 wide, about 6 or 7 deep as we come back across the line here with 23 laps to go. Man, oh man, has this thing heated up.
Man, we're all working hard in the Real Mrs. Poindexter out there.
Oh, yes, there we go. The 2 goes for a ride, and that's going to cause absolute mayhem.
Oh, America's driver.
When it happens, the whole field is 3 wide and something happens in the front row, this is what you get.
Yep, and that's why you can go from chump to champ here at Talladega. We're going to see what happens after this.
Unbelievable.
Ooh.
It was getting so good.
Just got a little loose there. I don't know if Osborne gave him a tap or not, Brown. Teammates, and nonetheless, there was
I caught
no
a piece of
willing.
the apron.
No, he was riding in the middle lane there.
Yeah, let's go ahead, take a look back to see what happened here. Oh, just a firm bump in the corner, and the bumpers were not quite lined up, and that sent the 2 all the way down to the apron across the field, sending the 6 and everybody else up and around. And that is when you see all mayhem break loose. The 3 going up, and I think that's really what starts the whole chain reaction behind him. Everybody getting all tangled up in it. The 3 all tangled up in it. The 15 all tangled up in it. 75. The 110 of Richard Michelob Gray doing his best to stay down on the apron. Just loses it just a little bit. Ooh! Michelob's able to stay out of it, but I think he might have had a little engine issue there. It might have just been our screen, but for the most part, everybody able to stay out of it. Really wasn't all that much, but that's going to allow these drivers to come on down into the pits for the final time here tonight.
This is happening right where it needs to happen. We're right here at lap 50 or so. This is where everybody's going to come down. This is your money stop. You're not going to stop again. Don't speed. Make sure you get that thing full of fuel. Go through your checklist over and over in your head before you come in the pits. Make sure you got everything checked and unchecked how you want it in your little pit command menu.
Yeah, Dusty Smith's coming down. Up 27 spots to lead lap there. Dusty Smith in the 121. He's having a heck of a race.
That he is. As you can see, the absolute mayhem of trucks there parked on pit road waiting to get their fast repairs in here. Here we go. This is really make it or break it time. Who's taking tires, who's taking fuel, who's taking everything down here on pit road. But yeah, that 121 Dusty Smith, he was actually a decent amount clear, but the 42 of Kevin Winker's going to beat him off pit road.
Looky there.
He did beat him off.
Yeah, look at this. Somebody who hadn't mentioned too much, he's had a real quiet race. Cale Tuberville. Up 11 spots, sitting in P5 at the moment.
As the 51 has a failure to launch off of the pit exit there. He spins it around.
It looks like the 81 did get the EOL for causing the accident there, but you really got to give it to Osborne. He was doing a great job pushing Anderson most of the night, and so was Bittner. It's just, hey man, that's the way the rule works in this league. If you're the cause of the caution, you get an EOL. That doesn't mean your race is over with. We're going to restart with less than 20 to go, but it's a big track. That's a whole fuel run. So
20 in Dega is almost 100, damn near, what, 80, over 80 miles, almost 90 miles. So we're gonna have a good one here, man. This is gonna be fun. I don't think we've seen the last of this fight.
Bittner's engine blew up, is what Earl Evans is telling us. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's a bummer for the 84. Oh, so I wonder if that was one of those overheating things that you were talking about, just being so close to that front bumper and those temps. Man, even with down 5% power, man, these trucks, they get a little toasty.
It looks like Rob Chowdhury is out of the race. He's manually disconnected. And it looks like Rick LePage also is out. So their nights are over with. The 7 and the 408.
And that's kind of how plate track racing goes, right? It's either your night or it's not.
Yep,
It's tough. I mean, the best drivers in NASCAR or in trucks or whatever, they can end up in last place here. When you're at plate track, anything goes. All bets are off. Chump to champ, champ to chump. It's a whole different animal.
Yeah, Earl Evans letting us know he did get smashed up in that accident, and he said that's why Bittner pulled off and out of line that one time we did see him because I guess he got too hot.
Yeah, and you called that. Y'all were calling that. Both of you two were thinking that was going to happen, and it sure did. So I'm going to blame it on you.
Well, as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here, we're going to have Kevin Winker out in front with Dusty Smith right beside him. The one of Derek Welsh, who's been fighting and clawing his way to get back up here, is going to be restarting in third with the 64. Cale Tuberville doing a solid job, going to be in fourth. 25, Mark Collins restarting here in fifth with the 88, Zachary Staten in sixth. 120, Zach Dillon, also one of those guys having a solid night here tonight. It's going to be restarting here right around 7th with Michael Hicks on that 76. Going to be in 8th. Brad Clay and Albert Anderson going to be rounding out this restarting top 10 here, but still quite a few people on this lead lap, even after that kind of big calamity issue that we saw. And we're going to be going green with 19 laps remain.
Dusty Smith, have a race, why don't you? Up 26 spots. What a run for the 121. Dusty Smith. He's got some help behind him, too. We know that Cale Turbeville knows how to push. He'll be right behind him. Zach Staten, one of your Team America guys, right there behind him. So, I don't know. This outside line may be pretty strong here on this restart.
Yeah, well, only time will tell as they exit out of this tri-oval and come back across the line. Green flags waving. Back to racing we go. 2 by 2 they go down into turns 1 and 2. Looks like the Kevin Winker machine 42 able to get a crude restart there. One of Derek Welsh doing all he can to maybe throw a little parachute action on that 121 of Smith, who was doing a little lean.
Riverfield jumped down into that bottom lane before they even got to turn 1. That's why the outside line lost all that momentum. Here comes the 3 on the outside by himself. He had Coleman with him in the 54, but he didn't follow through there, so 3's going to make his way to the rear.
Hey, better find a friend pretty fast.
Yeah.
Well, he was having an open up right behind Ferdiani, but that one has closed, so he's got to wait all the way until, man, just about 20th, where Hot Rod Mayberry and Joshua Moore are hanging out right now. As we're going to be 3 wide up here towards the front. Oh, that 3 still hanging on out there, trying to get something to go, but man, Hunter Smith just getting no help whatsoever, occasionally getting little sneaks and peeks of side draft action, which is kind of helping him stay up there. Oh, here goes Dusty Smith. He's going to try to jump out there.
No!
Oh, no, we're going to be stuck 4 wide here as we go into turns 3 and 4. Still 4 wide, now down to 3 wide as everybody cycles back in the line.
76 Yoo-Hoo machine scraped the wall, and he's on his way to the back. Yeah, that didn't work out for Dusty Smith. He went up through that block on the outside and lost his place on the inside line.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's working out pretty well for Hunter Smith in the 3. He is side drafting the heck out of these guys and at least staying in the game. He'll eventually find his place, and he's having a heck of a race tonight, too.
He can get behind the 66 here. He can stay in this pack.
Which he will. He's able to tuck right down in there. Oh, no, as Cale Turbeville gets a little loose coming off of the corner. Maybe a little firm bump there from Dusty Smith gets him a little loose. Here we go, 3 wide once again. Dusty Smith looking to that far outside lane, just not able to keep that run momentum going. Man, so much action going on up here at the front. You got the 1 still pushing Kevin Winker out in front on that bottom line. The 64, Cale Turbeville, right around here in the middle with some help from the 54 of Brandon Coleman.
It's Devil 37 on YouTube saying, let's go NTR. All the guys are listening out there on Num Thumbs Radio. You Num Thumbs Racing guys, keep it up. It looks like the 1 and the 25 are still in it on the inside line there, right behind the leader of Kevin Winker.
And little body checks being shoved around there in the middle of this field. One of Derek Wells trying all he can to rip some of that side draft away from those guys up above him as he pushes that 42 man. Hard push going through this back straightaway and into turns number 3 and 4. That's going to force Dusty Smith in that 121 to kind of shuffle towards that outside, and he really has no opening to try to sneak his way back down, so he's going to lose quite a few positions. As up here towards the front, you got the 54 Brandon Coleman looking to the outside with some help from the 6 of Paul Durkee, but again, really no other help on that far outside lane, and they really need a big push here from the 6 as they continue to try to outrun that middle line of the 64.
Oh man, it's crazy. 25 Mark Collins and the Jimmy Strong Numb Thumbs Chevrolet is on the bumper of Welch's. He's on the bumper of the truck in front of him on the inside lane. They are having a run there with Winker leading that inside lane.
Just for a moment, the 54 of Coleman, he did get clear of the 64 and the 42, but once they entered that corner, they all stalled out. So back to 3 wide racing here, going through turns 3 and 4, almost snagging that outside wall is that outside line. But man, that front inside line, they are sticking together and working like clockwork here, just ticking these laps away, not feeling really any of the pressure from the guys on the outside as they get these little runs, but man, they get just as bad, if not worse, of a kind of regression in their progress.
Well, Kara Hansley's prediction's going to be correct. We're going to have one more caution here. It's not a scientific poll that we did, but Carol's got a hunch.
They're getting so racy with, 13 laps to go that it's inevitable, man. And but look at Brad Clay and the 31, Bertiani, Hicks. These guys are all having heck of some races here. This is crazy, this pack racing, and it is looking amazing out there right now.
It's a blast to watch. I know these guys are really nervous. I'm sure there's some white knuckles on some steering wheels out there, but sure makes it fun for us, don't it?
This is fun, man. This is an amazing race right now. If you hadn't watched these guys before, this is the perfect race to see them. They're putting on a show.
Talking about Andrew Hansley, currently riding around there just outside of that top 20, but he's in a pretty good spot. You can see just about the entire track in front of him back here, and he sees all the moves being made, and if something goes wrong, he's in a pretty good spot to avoid it.
Thanks so much to our sponsor tonight, True Cut Lawn Maintenance LLC. It's the first time they've sponsored a race here. We sure do appreciate them. Go check them out on Facebook. They got all the contact information that you need there. But they do it all: mowing, weed eating, edging, small tree trimming, pressure washing, landscaping, and mulch. So give them a call, text, message them on Facebook, get a hold of them.
And what's crazy?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, you can finish your sounder.
No, go ahead. You got it.
The 20 all the way into 24th place, everybody's on the lead lap, and it's just stacked. There's no difference here really at all. We're just kind of all together, and this is what Talladega is about.
Here we go. The 51 snags the outside wall, scoots down across the track, drills that 66, and that is going to bring out that caution.
I think the 110 was involved in that as well.
Michelob.
Alabama old man. YouTube says go NTR. One of your NTR brethren just got involved in that one.
Yeah, but the other NTR guys up front, I don't think.
No, Welch and Collins are doing fine up front.
Right, so I'm watching the 51. Oh, okay. It happened in front of the 51.
Oh, there was a big checkup. Yep. I see what you're seeing. There was a big old checkup. Joshua Moore in that 51. And then just trying to whoa up from that checkup, snags that outside wall a little bit, comes down, spins himself across that 110, and he and the 66 not only meet once, but they meet a couple of times there.
I started with the Yoo-Hoo machine, and Michael Hicks, 76, kind of
it did.
got a little wiggly there. I don't know if he had help.
Here's the checkup.
Hey.
And really, Richard Gray in the 110. Now, I know he probably would have hit him anyway, but it looked like a little bit of net cutting when he got into the Joshua Moore there, but nonetheless, it was a crash.
Oh no, and the 4 of Eric Stoy as well getting involved there. Able to hang on to it though, doing some body checking, but it looked like the 121 of Dusty Smith might have just gotten a little bit of that rear quarter panel of the Yahoo machine, and caused him to kind of get all squiggly and wiggly, but that, that's just a addition of what the race in action that's been going. But man, for Cale Turbeville, that was a great timing for that caution as he had his nose just out in front of Kevin Winker.
Man, that was wild. And I was listening in on the radio there. 31 of Brad Clay having a hell of a race, man. And he blew his engine, so hopefully he can get that thing around and has a fast repair saved up. So, ooh, man, that changes it up a little bit. Now we're going to have about a 7-8 lap shootout.
Oh, we got wrecking under caution here. The 88. What happened there? That's worth a look.
They're angry. They
45
are angry.
Of Michael Reynolds. Oh man, that
Oh, anger. So Michael Reynolds looks like he's coming in to just hot. I don't know for what reason.
He snags. No, I can't even say snags. He absolutely drills the 88 estate and
it causes damage to the one.
Yep.
Yeah, Derek Welch got caught up.
He's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, now that is anger and hatred, or somebody fell asleep at the wheel. I'm not quite sure.
The karma bug just struck the 45, I think, because he just blew his engine trying to get back.
Well, and I'll tell you what, if you back it up to 203, hit the 45 first and knock the 45 into the, so that wasn't on the 45. Go back and look at Earl Evans coming around and not hit the 45.
Strange to see under caution.
I think they're both trying to get a lap back or something, and they're just communication was poor.
I don't think they were waved around though.
Well, so the 45 did not. That was not intentional by any means. He just got clipped by the 203.
Let's rewind this puppy all the way back.
Sorry, Brown, but I'm looking at it now.
Oh, you know what? You're totally right. You're totally right. The 203 maybe getting a lap back or something, tries to go around and ends up bumping into that 45, which sends him out into the wall and causes all that mayhem.
I just hate it for the number one of Derek Welch, Numb Thumbs Gaming. Ooh.
Something always happens to that guy.
I'll tell you what, but he's a good sport about it, you know. He'll get out there and do the next one. Wow. That was
Zachary Staten got a black flag while he was in the pits, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen something like that happen. That's why we're kind of confused here.
They're going to add some caution laps here to get this straightened out.
All right. Like when you go to a baseball game, you know, you're going to see something that you never saw before. It might not be the coolest thing you ever saw, but you're going to see something strange.
It's going to be somebody with a busted cork bat or a baseball getting stuck between the pads or something.
Or catching one with a beer, you know.
Yeah.
It was something silly.
Or
that's just what happened there.
A little vibrating buzzer thing underneath a jersey.
That's Houston, yeah.
Oh, easy. I don't remember that happening.
Oh, come on.
Did that happen?
Yeah, just talk
beating on trash cans. And
they fixed it. Now they got these digital things. You can't even cheat anymore. It's not even fun.
Sign stealing. Well, they're going to try to... They're still trying to get the field ordered here.
25 now goes up into the Yahoo machine.
What? Oh, man.
Let's take a quick look back at that. I don't know what's going on there.
Oh my goodness.
I don't even know.
That's a slow speed of 76-mile-an-hour crash.
Oh, yeah, slow speed. You see that on the highway, you're calling for the ambulance. Out here, it's like, what?
That was netcode, though. Let's give it to netcode and the Yahoo in 25. Oh, man. Well,
There'll be some anger after this. I'm just
and there's
it out there now.
Probably should be a couple parts, but I'm not kind of understanding some of the silliness that's going on. We had such a damn good race. I'd hate for it to be tarnished by some of this mayhem here.
Well, it's not over with. We're going to restart with, what, about 6 to go. So we still got some racing to get in the books here. If anything has been an indication of how these guys can play well under green, I won't say under yellow, but under green, we're going to see a lot more 3 wide, 4 deep action here. We've seen these guys pull it off too and do it well.
Well,
Let's
I'll
hope
tell you
we
what.
see some more.
Turboville just hit the blue cone, so he's probably going to win. That's always an indicator. When you knock that blue cone out.
Well, man, you know, when there's only so much you can do in these race cars. You got to entertain yourself somehow. I know he's not the only one that enjoys knocking a few cones around.
Yeah, guilty as charged. Now, probably somebody told him he had to do it for a Klondike bar.
Oh, man.
No problem.
Well, he's got that Klondike machine currently in first with Kevin Winker on that outside. Looks like Derek Welch is able to recover here after all the shenanigans. He's going to be restarting on that outside second lane. Also got the 3 of Hunter Smith. Talk about a pretty good run there. Up 22 spots. He's going to be restarting here in third. Ooh, man, oh man, everything getting all knotted up here as the lights on that pace car are off. So we're going to go back to green flag racing with 7 laps remaining.
Donnie Turboville says he does hate that blue cone. That's why he hit it.
As the pace truck comes off down into pit lane, getting ready to go back to green flag racing here once again, leading this charge through the tri-oval, waiting to take to this checkered line and get this party rolling here once again. Green flag is waving and away we go, side by side here once again, heading off down into turns 1 and 2. Side by side, the 64 and the 42 go rumbling around that one, giving that 42 a big old shove here through this corner, trying to get him out in front. That 3 is doing just as hard of work on that inside line with the 64, making sure nobody loses an inch here up at the front. Things staggering all around behind him, though. Got 3 wide action going on towards this tail end of the field of this big pack. You can see looks like the 115 trying to Dave Hot Rod Mayberry trying to get that far outside line working together. He's got the 110 of Richard Michelob Gray out there with I think Jonathan Osborne as well, trying to roll things forward here with some big old momentum. But still up front, Kevin Winker and Cale Turboville side by side coming across the line. 6 laps now remain.
PJ Luttrell, just a little bit of clarification there. The one got his spot back because it happened under caution. They're wrecking again.
Oh, loaded.
Albert Anderson, Durkee, Stoy, Hansley. Some of this is secondary here with Ferdiani. Wow.
It was getting dicey. I mean, look at, if you watch Paul Durkee, he was just going into the hornet's nest kind of full throttle, trying to pick a lane, and 4 wide. It's hard to go 4 wide here anywhere.
And just everything getting all squeezed together. The 51 and the 2 getting all involved here. And it was really the after effect that collected the 4 and the 66 of Ferdiani, who, man, he seemed to have been in just about everything here tonight.
He has. He's had some bad luck. So was America's driver, the number 2, Albert Anderson. He's having a tough night. No fault of his own there. He just got caught up.
Johnny Nidick joining us over on Facebook, pulling for the 110 of Richard Gray. Looks like Richard's going to be in, what, 12th here, maybe on the restart? His night is not over with yet. Pretty solid.
He was making a run. Yeah, he was making a run on the outside.
Yeah, he loves this plate racing. That's for sure. He'll tell you.
The oldest driver in iRacing. I mean, I wouldn't count him out at this point.
What do you guys think? Are we done with the cautions now? We're already one over what Carol predicted. I hope we get a good finish. But as
I
we
think we
know,
will.
every time we come to Dega, it seems like whoever's the lead car coming out of 4 on the inside line is not usually our winner.
Yeah, you're not joking about that one, but we're kind of getting down into the whole green-white checker territory, and you know how those things go. It's even if they take it to the white flag and we're gonna finish this thing, without another caution, it coming across the line is a different story.
And Bird's Eye 11 joining us on YouTube saying, "Come on, Curtis, get to the front." Unfortunately, Curtis Critchley with some connection issues early. He did the gentleman thing and went down on the inside, down there on the apron.
Well,
His car was blinking a little, truck was blinking a little bit, but still sitting at 17.
breaking news, and I don't know what the hell, why, but the 110 has been disqualified. Richard Michelob Gray. I know he voiced some concern about something that happened under caution. And it looks like he's done.
Really?
Yeah, and he did have there was an issue with people, again, under caution, hitting the wall, and he might have said something, I don't know. But it's showing he was done for the night.
I heard him asking why something happened. It didn't sound...
It didn't sound like anything out of the ordinary.
No, it didn't sound like anything, anything you'd get DQ'd for, but we didn't see it all, we didn't hear it all, so...
Could that be a deal where somebody hits the button on accident? You know, when you're trying to
I don't know.
clear somebody's black flags?
I'm not going to get in their head. I've done that before. I've accidentally, during a hosted race I was at, and Carol Hansley says she thinks we're good to go now. There was a couple of laughing emojis after that, so I'm not sure if she's serious or there's not a sarcasm font, which I've been fighting for years, by the way. We do need a sarcasm
Well, we have the pregnant male font, so
that's the beer gut man font.
No, that's a man pregnant.
I'm not calling it that.
Yeah, that's what that is. We got that font, but we can't have a sarcasm font. We need that.
Emoji? Yeah, emoji.
Whatever.
Get your terminology.
It's all the same.
Old man.
It's ridiculous, is what it is. Let's just be honest. What about calling somebody on the phone? You know, why don't you just call somebody? Quit shooting people little messages here and there. That ain't real interaction with human
picking up
beings.
your earpiece and speaking into the little phone.
Right.
Operator, please connect me to 425.
Yeah, call your folks on Sunday. Ask how they're doing. If you're not around, you need to talk to them on the phone. You don't have to text people. It's getting ridiculous. We can't even talk anymore.
You used to have a phone that you have to crank up, right?
No, the one that rotary dial. Yeah.
And you have to go to the post office and use it because it's the only one in town, like Little House Prairie.
No, that was Michelob.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Michelob. Wish he was still in here. But no, rotary, you know. Just let it go and all that. Brad Taylor manually disconnected.
Johnny 90 says, these kids today with these funny words.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you.
So Brad Taylor manually disconnected. I know he had a blown motor earlier.
Yeah, but he was running up pretty good here tonight.
He's one of the. I think he's a newer member of Numb Thumbs. I don't know if it was.
Was Brad? No, Brad was here. He's one of the OGs.
Was he spotting?
Brad Taylor. I was thinking Brad Clay. I'm sorry, Brad Taylor.
I think he might have been spotting.
Yeah, I missed it there. Sorry, guys. I got y'all confused for a second.
Well, it's Brad.
Well, I think they're the same person. We're just using a couple different nicknames here, unless there is a. Is there really Brad?
I don't know.
Looking through the page and I don't see one. So.
Either way,
the clouds come on over here to Talladega here as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. This pace truck leads this field coming out of turn number 4 with Kevin Winker and Derek Welsh going to be starting this one side by side. Looks like we're going to get our first attempt at a green-white checker here. I don't know if this is going to eat into our official attempts at green-white checkers or if we're just getting some bonus crazy racing action here to finish this one off tonight. But either way, that pace truck comes down into pit road, waiting for that green flag to wave, and here we go. Everybody all lined up, stacked up, side by side. Green flag is waving, and away we go, running down into turns 1 and 2. Great restart for both that 42 and the 1, as the 1 has teammate 25 Mark Collins coming up to his rear end to try to help give him a shove here to build up that momentum once again. That 64 all over that back bumper of the 42. He's got the 3 of Hunter Smith right there hanging on, as well as these guys exit turn number 2 and head on to this back straightaway.
Here comes the aggression. This was not an official green-white checker, so we're still going to have that banked if, in fact, we need to use it. But we're about to find out, aren't we?
Yeah, wiggling, bobbing, and weaving that top line, trying to push that 1 of Derek Welsh back here up to the front. Little 3-wide action, as well as the 54 Coleman looking to that far outside lane. Coming through this trioval once again. We're going to come across the line here, so white flag is waving. No more cautions. We're going to finish this one at the end of this lap, no matter what happens. Still side-by-side action going on here in that second row. That 64 pushing that 42 with as much might as he can muster. That 1 of Derek Welsh. Oh, as we got a big wreck happening behind this main field, so we're down to about 6 or 7 cars up here at the front. Oh, man, that took a lot of good drivers out, but still running here through turns 3 and 4. Kevin Winker on that bottom line with Cale Turbeville giving him a shove. The 25 trying to push that 1 as hard as he can. That's going to send him down and around and cause some issues. Open up a hole here for the 64 of Cale Turbeville as he looks to the outside now, side by side as they come through this tri-oval 3-wide, drag racing it down and across the line. Kevin Winker wins 2 in a row as he picks up the win with Cale Turbeville just edging out for second and Derek Welsh in third.
Derek Welch barely got that third place. He had a heck of a run right there on that front stretch.
I'm looking at the official iRacing scoring, and I've got Winker, Hunter Smith, Cale Turbeville 1, 2, 3, all within 100th of a second, and I got Derek Welch a 10th behind the leader.
You can't trust the SDK, apparently, or whatever kind of live timing we got. It sure does show Derek Welch in 4th.
Yes,
regardless, what a crazy
correct pick. As we're watching it as it comes across the line here. Yep, it will be Winker, followed by the 3 of Hunter Smith, and then Cale Turbeville, and then Derek Welsh there for 4th.
Well, it was close though.
Oh, man, that was close.
Every Old Glory truck was involved in that final lap wreck. Every one of them. All 5 of them were together. They all got involved.
And they were working real well together. You had a couple of them on the outside. Albert Anderson, one of them, and they just got caught up. It looked like they were making a move towards the front as that crash happened. So that's too bad for the Old Glory guys. Ooh, oh well, that was something.
That it was, but still a wild ride for the finish as we expected here. Man, we got 2 more weeks of this before we claim ourselves a champion here.
Yeah, well, that's going to help Kevin Winker's chances.
I think we got, iRacing Super Speedway next week, and then Talladega again. So both of those races going to be sponsored by Muhlenberger Custom Homes. So expect to see those paints represented once again. But tonight, True Cut Lawn Maintenance LLC. Thanks so much for coming on as a sponsor. This one This one was nuts towards the end.
That it was. Well, we can get interviews underway here. We'll start things off with tonight's race winner, number 2 in a row here for that 42 of Kevin Winker, man. Talk about it got a little messy there, just a little bit, but still able to fight it off and finish off here with the big win. And not only that, but that's going to help your chances. I mean, you were looking kind of dire straits as this playoff stuff started, but now you're looking pretty good. I think you're going to vault up that leaderboard a good chunk.
Yeah, I finally got luck on my side for one of these. I know the last two I got junked there, so I'm happy to finally get the win. And then obviously last week's win, and I finished top 5 in Michigan, so should be up there in points now. I think Kale should be the new points leader, but I should be right behind him, so it should be a good battle here the last 2 races.
Yeah, Curtis Critchley had some connection problems early, and he'll actually finish the race 1 lap down. So that's a couple of weeks in a row that the 27 machine has lost quite a few points. So, yeah, that's going to put you up there with Kale. What do you think about this kid in the 64? I know you didn't come up here to talk about somebody else, but talk about the talent this 64 kid is. And you guys race each other pretty well out there.
Yeah, he's bad fast. He doesn't say much, but he's bad fast and can wheel a car, anything, dirt, anything. I think he's gonna be a sleeper, so we'll have to see what happens. But it's always fun racing him. He races you clean and hard, so pleasure racing him, as always. So
Yeah, congrats on the win, man. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I mean, we had like a little bit of everything. We had a green flag pit stops. We had really good green flag run, and then we just had mayhem and some kind of shenanigans happening out there. How hard was it to just keep concentrated for that long? That's a long race, and for you to end up where you were, you basically up front the whole time, that had to be pretty tough for you.
yeah, I got caught up in that very first caution, and then I didn't use it fast, so I was kind of down on power, and then I think 3/4 of a lap down, pitted with Josh and Skidmore there, and then just kind of riding, and then got lucky with another caution, and then I got back up to the pack, and then just kind of cycled up to the front there, and then stayed up there the rest of the race after that.
Well, man, it definitely worked out for you here tonight. Got any shout outs or anything like that before I let you go?
Yeah, shout out again to Kale and Derek and Hunter there racing everybody clean there at the end. I know they wanted to get the win, so thanks. Shout out to them. Shout out to my sponsor, Muleburger Custom Homes, for coming on sponsoring. My teammates, they once again did not have good luck tonight. They're fast, but they never have good luck. I seem to be on the opposite of that. I'm usually towards the back sometimes and get the win. So shout out to them though. They're awesome to work with. Shout out to the admins, Greg, Derek, Austin, all them guys. Shout out to you guys in the booth, as always, killing it. So and then shout out to my buddies Brandon and Justin, watching like usual. So hopefully it was a good race for everybody, and we'll see what the next 2 weeks have in store for us.
Yes, indeed. Well, again, congratulations, Kevin, on picking up the win, and it looks like you're being called to the principal's office. So we'll let you go here, buddy. But good luck the final 2 weeks here this season.
Sounds good. Thank you guys. Have a good night.
All
The
right.
42 to the hauler, huh?
42 to the hauler. Well, as that situation's going underway, let's talk to our second place finisher here, and that's Cale Turbeville in that 64 machine. Tried all he could do to pick up the third place finisher. That's
Third
right.
place. Yeah, there you go.
Third place. I got my screen's all messed around here. That's how close that finish was, Cale. But man, talk about a crazy hectic finish, as they always do come here at these plate tracks.
Yeah, I'm scared of this place. I'm happy that it ended up that way. I was scared. I was scared at the end of the race. I thought the whole field was gonna take each other out. All the leaders, everybody. I thought it was gonna be done and over with. But I don't know.
We've seen that happen so many times at these big Talladega races, but for the most part, we got to see quite a few green flag laps and stuff out there, even with some guys running 3 wide in some portions. We did talk to Winker about moving forward next couple races. We asked him his opinion about you, and here's what he told us. He says the 64 is bad fast. So you definitely made quite an impression in this league. And another thing that is Donnie, your pop, because he told us you really hate that blue cone, and you really showed us that again tonight.
Yeah, I do hate that blue cone. I can't hit the pace car, so instead I just hit the cone. But he's my daddy.
Well, you put on a show for him and everybody else tonight. As usual, we saw you up there having a heck of a race. A lot of mayhem involved. You kind of stayed out of it. Well, we have seen Talladega where if you're in the top five, you get wrecked and it's over. But that didn't happen tonight. You had a real clean race with Derek Welch there for third place, and you beat him out at the end. That was pretty awesome. And good job, long race, and you persevered there.
Yeah, there at the end, I was kind of hoping for Derek to tuck in behind me. I think I might have could have got around Winker if we would have tucked together, but that's just he wanted to get the win too, just as bad as me. But we gonna have to be careful, or else Winker's gonna come back around all of us and win the championship.
It's definitely possible, but still, you're in that chase and looking pretty good. Definitely up there at very close, if not at the top of that leaderboard, man. Well, before we let you go here, you got any shout outs or anything like that?
Yes, sir. My mama, my daddy, my sister, Hurricane Creek Racing, Mr. Andy, you guys for doing such a great job broadcasting. Wanker on the win. Everybody in the league for being such great competitors, and yeah, that's about it.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations on the podium third place finish here tonight, and we look forward to seeing what you can do in the final 2 weeks here.
Thank you.
Dale does pretty good in these interviews now, and he needs to practice because if he's going to keep driving like he's driving, we're going to be talking to him quite a bit.
Hey, you ain't kidding, but let's talk about somebody who, please correct me if I'm wrong, Hunter, but I think this is the first time you've been up here with us.
Second time. I won a couple weeks ago at iRacing.
Oh, well, perfect. Well, glad to have you back here. Just shy out of that Heart Charger of the race kind of award there, but still a heck of a run to finish this one in second. And man, things got dicey there. Had a nice long run, and then all hell broke loose, and you found yourself at second.
Oh yeah, it was a wild race for sure. I got caught up in one big wreck, and I knew I'd have a chance. I've had fast truck the whole night. And I thought I had a chance to make it back up to the front, and I seen Kel go up to the top, come into the trial oval, and I knew the best chance I had was just kind of get up on Winker's bumper and push him. And if he went up to try to block, maybe I could tuck to the inside and try to get a win. But at that point, I was hoping I could just push him and at least take that second place.
One thing I was telling myself about halfway through this deal was I was watching that 3 of Hunter Smith. I said, there ain't no quitting that guy, because a couple of times you found yourself on the outside, 3 wide there, and didn't have help from behind, but you didn't panic. You didn't drop all the way to the rear and start all over again. You started side drafting the truck on that middle lane. Just a little bit here, a little bit there. You're able to maintain your position for quite a while. I think it eventually came back to get you. I'm not sure if I think you had Dusty Smith there with you for a few minutes, but that was impressive to me to watch you wheel that number 3 truck and just not give up on it and just kind of bide some time and try to wait for somebody to jump up there with you. And that goes a long way in my book, the don't quit attitude that we saw with you out there tonight. Congrats so much on P2.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I hit the outside line and I went up to the top, and I didn't know if it'd work or not, but I figured I'd try to get that side draft going on. And I didn't know if anybody would get behind me or not. And I kept looking in the mirror and nobody's behind me, but I was still going forward. And I was like, well, let's see what happens. And I was hoping I could get it cleared in front of them and drop down, but it didn't happen. But all worked out in the end. I'll take second.
Yeah, that's a heck of a run. And yeah, we were watching that side draft, and that was pretty amazing to watch. It worked out for you. Second place is not bad in this league. There's 32 trucks, man. Second place is pretty damn good, so congrats. And you got any shout outs or anybody you want to say hello to before we let you go?
Shout out to my girlfriend Brianna and daughter Lily and my son Evan and my mom Jane, my sister Emily for watching and supporting me, and I reckon that's about it.
Yeah, Emily was definitely posting tonight, so yeah, she was on there chatting it up. So we appreciate all the viewers out there, especially family of our competitors. It's always fun to watch those interactions. But congrats on second place, man. That's awesome.
Thank y'all. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for all y'all do.
All right, and with that, that concludes tonight's racing action here from Talladega. And yes, it was indeed a absolute wild ride, as man, these drivers gave it their all, knowing there's only including this one was 3 races. We're now down to 2 races before we claim ourselves a champion.
And they're unpredictable races. I mean, it's iRacing Super Speedway, which is wider, steeper, and much faster than Talladega that we saw tonight. And then we're coming back to Talladega for the finale. So don't miss a minute of it. Definitely tune in the next couple of Tuesdays, because this ain't over. There's some hot tempers out there right now, and we're looking for some of that to kind of resolve itself here in the last couple races of the season.
Yeah, that we are. So while we wind things down here, let's go ahead and go through our final finishing order, which on your screen will not be 100% correct, but it's pretty darn close. Either way, Kevin Winker walks away the race winner here tonight, win number 2 in a row here in these playoffs, and man, couldn't have come at a better time for him. Cale Turbeville as well, but he's marked on the screen second, but he is actually in third with that 3 of Hunter Smith, just missing out up 24 spots on that hard charger. So great race there from Hunter. You had that one of Derek Welsh able to walk away with a 4th place finish here tonight, driving that one Num Thumbs gaming machine around there, fighting through all those problems. A good job from him. Also had that 120 of Zach Dillon. He had a solid run here tonight, finishing in 5th. The 88 of Zach Staten walked away with a solid 6th place finish. With the 75 of Brian Skidmore, really didn't talk about him much here tonight, but he had a solid 7th place finish and up 25 spots. So he is your hard charger of the day. Wow. So man, oh man, Brian, you did a great job. You were just out of it here, but still a heck of a drive. 12 of Austin Johnson, man, he had to fight coming from like a lap down basically the entire race, but he still brings that 12 machine home in 8th. With the 97 of Rodney Griffin having a solid night, able to come home in 9th. And the 66 of Paul Ferdiani, man, he got that truck beaten and banged just about every single time one of those caution flags came out. Still able to edge out a top 10.
Yeah, one of the old glory drivers out there, Albert Anderson, America's driver in the 2 machine, started way back in 25th. A bunch of them started way back in the back, worked their way up, led quite a few laps today, but involved in that last lap fiasco. But he'll finish on the lead lap in 11th. The 121 of Dusty Smith, we saw a lot of cool moves out of that 121 truck tonight. Worked his way up, all the way up through the field from 28th. He'll still get a solid finish back in the top dozen in 12th place. The 54 of Brandon Coleman. We saw him working with his teammates so much tonight, and they looked like they were going to accomplish some great things, but man, stuff happens. Him and Paul Durkee got involved in a few wrecks, and he ended up finishing in 13th place. Mark Collins, Num Thumbs Gaming out there, Num Thumbs Racing Team. Not a great night for all of those guys tonight. The 25 will finish in 14th place. The 81 of Jonathan Osborne got an EOL about halfway through this race because of a little bit of an erroneous push. You know, he just hit somebody kind of in the corner, didn't mean to. It was a teammate, in fact. So the 81 ran up front quite a bit tonight, but he'll finish back in 15th place. Still in the lead lap, though. The 6 of Paul Durkee, we talked about him earlier, how great he worked with his teammates tonight. Solid finish in 16th. Dave Hot Rod Mabry in the 115 machine started way back in 30th place. Good finish for him. Still on the lead lap in 17th place. And the last truck on the lead lap, the 20 of Justin Lawson. A little bit different story for Justin. He started outside row 2 to start this thing. And just it wasn't his night. And finished in 18th place. The 76 of Michael Hicks, there for a while. I don't know if he finished with the fast lap of the race, but if it wasn't, it was really close. He did have the fastest lap there for a while, up 10 spots, finished the first truck 1 lap down in 19th, and rounding out your top 20, the 84 of Josh Bittner, who was doing a heck of a job pushing up front first part of the race, but did so well, in fact, that motor got hot and blowed it up. So he did end up getting it fixed and coming back out, but he'll finish right there. Your last truck in the top 20.
203, Earl Evans ended up 21st. The 54 of Joshua Moore, Muhleberger Custom Homes truck, 22nd. 15, Cody Staten, one of America's Team America, 23rd. The 24 of Andrew Hansley, the 4th, ended up 24th. How fitting for him. 27 of Curtis Critchley, connection issues, ended up 25th. Number 4, Eric Stoy, had a kind of rough night, ended up 26th. 45, Michael Grillens got caught up in some mayhem, a yellow flag caution deal, 27th, rough night as well. 31 of Brad Taylor, ended up 28th. 408 of Rob Chowdhury, ended up 29th. 7 of Rick LePage, 30th. 5 of Stephen Naylor, 31st. And rounding it out, the 110, Richard Michelob Gray. Don't know what happened there. We'll have to find out next week. Stay tuned.
And that is your field here from Dega tonight. We thank you all for tuning in and watching. You all are the reason why we do this, is hanging out and having some fun with all of y'all. So we thank you for all your support, as well as the support from brand new sponsor here for the HCK Beagles, and that's True Cut Lawn Maintenance LLC. If you're down in that Ocala area and need some yard work or landscaping work done, man, go give them a check out on Facebook and get in contact with them so they can help you and get your property looking right. And you know, especially down there in Florida, it's starting to get a little warm out there. Don't let the pros deal with the outside work. Stay inside where it's nice and air conditioned. All right, stay nice and cool. But till then, we got some really interesting racing going on tomorrow night at Vigilante Racing League. They're going to USA, so we're going from a big track to a really, really itty bitty small track, and that's gonna be a absolute slugfest, I think, coming out of those guys here tomorrow night. So definitely do not miss that one. But until then, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
And also thanks to all the guys out there in Numb Thumbs Radio Land, out there playing some ATS tonight, listening to us on the simulcast. We appreciate you. And we gone.
See ya.